Hello everyone, and today's video we'll be having a look at the latest heat wave conditions throughout the southeast, especially as we will be seeing the most part of the heat wave impacting for parts of the south and also England, which again could see some pretty high temperatures throughout the next few days. Now, to start off this video overview of what we'll go through today, we'll have a look at the maximum temperatures. We'll also be having a look at the precipitation from yesterday's video from the thunderstorm risk, as if you have watched from me from yesterday's video. But as we continue, we'll be also looking at the temperature difference from from normal, and also we'll also be looking at the precipitation, which will again further on those thunderstorms, and finally at the end the aurora run, which will give us in detail what kind of temperatures we'll expect throughout next week and even onwards. Now, as we continue this now, you can currently see onto tomorrow the heat wave will start. Highest temperatures tomorrow 33-34 degrees for parts of central England, East Anglia for the southern coast, and actually for that London area as well. Parts of Eastern Midlands could as well be the borderline of it, but all in all, still very hot day. We're talking about low 30s to mid 30s localized. Expecting could see some places very localized to see some 36 or 37 degrees, but that's pretty unlikely. But still, that could still happen as it has happened before. But now let's move on towards the next run, which is the precipitation run. As yesterday's video, we have got the thunderstorm risk for the north of the country. And as we continue, you can currently see onto Monday that thunderstorm risk will start to sweep in for Northern Ireland and also the Republic of Ireland. That red zone on there, it could indicate a squall line. If we look into this, it's basically a line of very heavy precipitation. Could expect very strong winds with 50 miles per hour or more. That eventually clears away into midnight as we head into Tuesday. A quieter day to start off with, but as we head into Tuesday evening, these thunderstorms localized will develop across central Scotland and also southern and Midlands and northern Midlands, and also some peppers over Republic of Ireland and also Northern Ireland. Again, these will be very localized, so can consider yourself lucky or unlucky if you catch one of these. Now, the broader thunderstorm risk comes onto Wednesday, which we see more thunderstorms developing to start off with onto 12 o'clock onto Wednesday, 12 o'clock p.m. onto Wednesday. And this is actually talking about the thunderstorm risk, which I talked about yesterday's video. Thunderstorm risk, first part of it will be in parts of Northern Ireland with heavy rain and again these scattered showers. For the north, same story. Scotland, Midlands, isolated showers. Could see again hail or thunder in some places. For the south, a weak weather front moving in, but still it could indicate those bright colors could still indicate these sort of low-lying conditions where we could see still some precipitation for some part of people in the UK, especially for the southeast. That eventually does clear away, but there's showers in the Republic of Ireland and the north. Takes a bit of time to dissipate before another batch of thunderstorm comes in for the north there. It could be another day of thunderstorms, but less severe as we head into Thursday, but still these can be localized. And as we head into Friday, this thunderstorm risk, which looks like it's on the left top hand side of the corner, does look like it's going to bring in some pretty heavy showers along with the weather front that's coming on with it. But before we get onto that, we'll have a look at the ANJ-HBA temperature anomaly, in which we have got here bright colors and actually some pretty dark bright colors with gray, and that indicates around 12 to 16 degrees above average for the time of year. Now, if you do use your Apple weather app, and scroll down to averages, you still see a pretty high average difference with 11 as your average. I mean 11 degrees more than your average, so that's pretty high already. But this run actually shows 16 tomorrow, which could as well be 16 degrees above average. So do the maths and you completely end up with around the low to mid 20s where we expect for the time of year. But as we continue on to Tuesday, that blast slightly weakens towards the Europe and the southern area. But again, that nearby area of that grey zone is still just off the Channel Islands. So if we do see this move a bit further north, even 100 miles further north, we could still see that amount of air moving in onto Wednesday. But that clears, and as that clears, thunderstorm breaks in into this first one, 5th of July onto Saturday. Low pressure spinning around. Monday, another low pressure with cooler, fresher air bringing in with a northerly breeze. After that, we continue on this run with colder, more settled or unsettled pattern within it. And we'll be bringing colder air, more pleasant, not definitely as mild as what we've seen before. But compare that with the ECMWF run, again, that blast of heat coming up, not as severe as the GFS, definitely takes it down a step a little bit with only 6 to 8 degrees above average, though that 8 to 10 degrees is still pretty nearby. Again, eventually we do get pulled in some fresher air. Eventually low pressure slaps down on us from Iceland and a northerly flow collapses, and then pretty much same thing happens. High pressure dominates the weather. We continue to get pulled in colder conditions, exactly like the GFS, basically a clone of this run compared towards the GFS. Now, with the Icon run, you can currently see this run shows the precipitation, and onto Monday, again, that batch of red there, bright colors showing thunderstorm risk coming down, and as we continue onto Tuesday, again, thunderstorm risk for the North and Republic of Ireland, again, most likely for the South with the Icon run. And as we continue this further ahead, you can see Thursday, this approaching weather front moving in from the GFS does look like it's going to be a washout. If it's going to be this wide, nearly as wide as the whole diameter, nearly as wide as the UK, so this could actually be a pretty devastating washout, especially if you time it correctly on the day and night. If you approach it on daytime, it could as well be a washout, and it will not be pleasant at all. Definitely will drop by a few degrees on the temperature side, but all in all, still don't know if this is going to approach or not, or if it's going to be this wide, when is it going to approach, and how heavy the rain will be. Will there be thunder? There's still a lot of questions unanswered, so again, can't really say much for now. But that's the end of the Icon run. Continuing, this is the Rome run, gives you a detail of all the levels of where you are, especially for the heat wave, which I've centered this image for only England, Wales, and Ireland. Now, as we continue, that will heat up the ground. But then eventually, as we head into Monday, you can see at 9 o'clock already, that orange zone around 27, 28 degrees already for 9 o'clock UTC time. Now, as we continue this, you can see onto the UK. You can see at 12 o'clock midday, those temperatures will be 30 degrees, indicated by that red color. Let's actually pinpoint on this location here, which we see high temperatures. Tomorrow shows 32 degrees at around 12 o'clock. And then let's move 3 hours forward into that very, very bright red color. And let's pinpoint somewhere right here. And then show something different, 31 degrees, showing something here. And here, actually, 33 degrees for the south as well. It says maximum temperatures is 45 degrees. But obviously, that's not true. Obviously, you see this part of the map is France, and France is very hot when we get heat waves as well. So it's showing not the UK getting 35 degrees, but otherwise actually France getting 45 degrees on the corner just at the bottom right corner of the screen with that bright red color by France showing 45 degrees. So again, not us not, you might be staring at that and you might be thinking what, but it's not us, it's actually France that's doing this. So really, it's just not the UK will just be getting up towards, I would say, around 30, 31 degrees widely, but localized again could still get up to 35 or 36 if you're like in the exposed locations. But still, all in all, prepare for the heat wave tomorrow. Not saying it's a very, very hot one up to 40 degrees like what we seen last time, but just prepare yourself. We do have an amber health alert issued, I think, if you have watched the news, but still, it is what it is. Thanks for watching this video. Share this with your friends or relatives if you want them to get in touch, or anyone you want to send it to, feel free to. Thanks for watching this video, and until the next time, goodbye.